Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today with a BioWare news update. So the original general manager of the Edmonton BioWare studio was Aaron Flynn, and he is now leaving. He left with a goodbye letter, which we will now look over here. I will have it linked down below, and it says, "Thank you for everything. After 17 years with BioWare, today I announced that I will be leaving the studio at the end of July and that Casey Hudson is returning to Edmonton to take on the role of the general manager for BioWare. I joined BioWare in Edmonton right out of university. I was privileged to get a chance to join a group of people working on the coolest, most creative things I could imagine. Growing up at BioWare, the events in my life are intimately intertwined with events at the studio. I got married just after we finished Neverwinter Nights. My first son was born while we were wrapping up Star Wars KotOR, while my second son was born right after Jade Empire. From my first day until now, I have learned much, met great colleagues and friends, and got the chance to help give some players some truly incredible experiences. Every time I think I've found a new favorite game making experience, we start something new and somehow find fun and satisfaction in the new challenges. I have been contemplating changes in my own life for some time, but when I heard that Casey had confirmed that he was up for the task, I realized the opportunities before us. I will be working with him over the next couple of weeks to help him catch up and do my part to set him up for success to be the best GM he can be. In closing, let me thank our players for everything they have given us over the many years, and to say from the bottom of my heart how important you are to me and the rest of BioWare. I have gone to work every day knowing that I am fortunate to have all of the opportunities I have had at BioWare because of you. Doing whatever I could to help our developers create some of the best games in the industry for all of you has been the most humbling experience of my life. Now I'll be playing BioWare's games in the future from an exciting new perspective. Yours." So Aaron Flynn is gone, and I want to thank him for all his hard work at BioWare, whether it's the old BioWare, the current BioWare. They, chances are, have had their hands on one of the projects we've really enjoyed, so I think a thanks is due for them. So thank you so much, Aaron, for your hard work. And now let's read the message from Casey Hudson, who is taking his place. "Almost 20 years ago, I decided to apply for a job as a technical artist at a local video game company in Edmonton. Young and fresh out of university, I'm not sure what I expected it to lead to, but it was the beginning of a career full of experiences and shared accomplishments I never could have dreamed of. So when I left BioWare 3 years ago, it was the most difficult decision of my career. I needed some time off, needed a bit of change, and wanted to get involved in the new wave of disruptive technologies that were emerging. The last few years have been transformative for me, from having time to reflect on what I most want to do, to working with new technologies at a platform scale, and now I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to return to lead BioWare, a studio that I think of as home. I'd also like to wish my good friend Aaron Flynn the very best in the future. Aaron and I have worked together from the earliest days of Star Wars KotOR to setting the foundation for Anthem. We've been through a lot together, and we're all going to miss his presence at the studio. I think I speak for everyone who has worked with Aaron and our fans when I say thank you for everything. BioWare continues to hold a special magic full of profoundly talented people and an inspiring creative energy. When I look at the stunning progress Aaron and the team has made with Anthem and the other projects in the works, I truly believe our best is yet to come." So Casey mentioned that he left BioWare at one point in time, and that was after 17 years at the studio, and then he proceeded to leave for 3 years to work as a creative director for Microsoft Studios, and like he said, he was panning out what he really wanted to do with his career. So what I view this as is kind of a fresh start for Casey and some of the others at BioWare. And I am trying to look at the silver lining for this, because I know some people feel still a little bit burnt over Mass Effect 3's ending, and some of Casey's response to that, where he essentially did not understand where the anger was coming from with fans, and on top of that, he said that it was basically going to become patched up through DLC, which angered fans even more because they'd already spent $60 on the game. They didn't want to buy more endings, and he further defended that with Mass Effect 2 and Liara and DLC about her. So I think after 3 years of being separated from BioWare, he's coming back with a fresh slate. I'm willing to give him a chance, willing to see where he's going to take this as a company, because he was the director for Knights of the Old Republic, and he was the director for the original Mass Effect trilogy before leaving. So I do have to say that he's had his hands on some of my favorite RPGs of all time. And with that being said, with him working so closely with the Mass Effect trilogy and what happened with Andromeda, I do have to wonder if he is going to decide to take Mass Effect off ice as the GM for BioWare and really get involved in the development of the next Mass Effect game, or perhaps what I think will likely happen is they double down on Anthem, make sure they try to get that game right for whatever they're shooting for with this title, and then from there, maybe take Mass Effect off ice and see what they can do with it in the future to reinvigorate the franchise. I feel like Mass Effect is in for what has happened to the Spider-Man IP, where we had the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, then the Amazing Spider-Man, then that stopped, and then we got a whole brand new Spider-Man again with Homecoming, and I think the same's gonna happen with Mass Effect with the original trilogy. Then we had Andromeda, didn't really work out, let's restart one last time, and hopefully they'll have what happened with Homecoming and get it right. That is just my prediction on where this company is heading. I'm hoping with Casey at the helm that maybe they'll start focusing really on the RPG mechanics. But anyway, I wanted to make you guys aware of the changes going on at BioWare. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description down below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting that as it fuels all the content we create here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.